Welcome back to #that. I'm Ryan Agnello.
And I'm Casey Zelka. From Megalopolis to Legend of Zelda, we're back with the latest entertainment news updates.
From Hamden to Hollywood,
we are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
In her latest Netflix stand-up special, For Your Approval, comedian Ellen DeGeneres has revealed that she has been diagnosed with ADHD, osteoporosis, OCD, and arthritis. DeGeneres credits these diagnoses to her time in therapy following the allegations of creating a toxic workplace environment that led to the cancellation of her daytime talk show. Stating, quote, "I was in therapy for a while trying to deal with all the hatred that was coming at me. And it was not a common situation for a therapist to deal with. I may have OCD because a therapist said so, and I said, yes, I'm very organized, because I thought that was the O. I didn't know what OCD was," end quote. She also opened up about aging and its impact to her health, stating, quote, "I don't even know how I'm standing up right now. I'm like a human sandcastle. I could disintegrate in the shower," end quote. The comedy special is now available to stream on Netflix.
Renowned British actress Dame Maggie Smith sadly passed away last Friday, September 27th, at the age of 89. Smith had an incredible career on the stage and screen spanning over 7 decades and was known for several iconic characters including Violet Crawley in Downton Abbey and Professor Minerva McGonagall in the Harry Potter franchise. Her former co-stars have taken to social media to pay their respects, with Harry Potter actor Daniel Radcliffe saying, quote, "I will always consider myself amazingly lucky to have been able to work with her and to spend time around her on set. The word legend is overused, but if it applies to anyone in our industry, then it applies to her. Thank you, Maggie," end quote. England's West End theaters will be dimming their lights for Smith tomorrow night in honor of her memory.
Chappell Roan canceled her appearance at the All Things Go Music Festival in Washington, D.C. and New York due to a decline in her mental health. The singer announced on Instagram, quote, "Things have gotten overwhelming over the past few weeks, and I am really feeling it. I feel pressures to prioritize a lot of things right now, and I need a few days to prioritize my health. I want to be present when I perform and give the best shows possible," end quote. This has sparked further discussion online about celebrity culture following her previous comments on the presidential election and statements on respecting her personal space. The festival spoke in favor of Roan, posting on Instagram, quote, "Let's continue to show the world that music fans support not only the art, but the artists themselves," end quote. The performer will continue her tour throughout October and is set to be the Saturday Night Live musical guest on November 2nd.
Will Ferrell has spoken out against transphobia while on a press tour for his new film, Will and Harper. In an interview with The Independent, the actor said, quote, "I don't know why trans people are meant to be threatening to me as a cis male. Why would you care if somebody's happy? If the trans community is a threat to you, I think it stems from not being confident or safe with yourself," end quote. Will and Harper is a documentary starring Ferrell and Harper Steele, a former SNL head writer who met Ferrell on the show in the 90s while she was still identifying as a man. In 2022, Steele came out as a transgender woman at the age of 61, and following this, the pair decided to document a cross-country road trip they took to re-examine their friendship and place in society. The film premiered at the 40th Sundance Film Festival and is currently streaming on Netflix.
Megalopolis just released in theaters this past weekend and opened with a pretty underwhelming response. Here with their thoughts is Joe Flynn.
Oh, hey hashtag. Sorry if I seem down in the dumps. I just finished watching one of the weirdest movies I think I've ever seen in theaters, Megalopolis. Directed by the renowned Francis Ford Coppola, his latest film has left critics with mixed feelings. I'm genuinely surprised that the director of the Godfather trilogy and Apocalypse Now was capable of making something that just left me feeling off. Now, before I get too negative, let me talk about some positives of the film. One thing I really did enjoy about Megalopolis was the overall atmosphere and set design of the film. Coppola was trying to picture the United States and its parallels to the Roman Empire, and by combining aspects of both of them, it created a unique and interesting atmosphere. One part of the movie that really stuck out was the Colosseum scene, where there were these elaborate costumes that enhanced that Roman Empire feel. Another great aspect of Megalopolis was the cinematography. Cinematographer Mihai Malamir Jr. did a great job showcasing the environment around the characters and what was going on inside the characters' heads. By combining incredible set design and costumes with well-done cinematography, it was a visually pleasing film. Unfortunately, that's where my positives end for Megalopolis. My main gripe with the film was the overall story, which was very difficult to follow. The dialogue in the movie didn't really make any sense. It just felt like there was random quotes added in to sound cool, but it didn't convey any message or anything along those lines. There was also a narrator throughout the film, voiced by Lawrence Fishburne, who is also present in the movie, but I never really understood the purpose of this narrator. Along with Fishburne, the cast was star-studded. The main actor for the movie was Adam Driver, whose performance was fairly okay. It was nothing to write home about. He portrayed the character all right, but with that dialogue, I couldn't really be invested in what he was doing. It just made no sense. The rest of the cast, starring Natalie Emmanuel, Shia LaBeouf, Giancarlo Esposito, and Aubrey Plaza, was supposed to be a star-studded cast, but I was just left very disappointed with their bland performances and okay line readings. When it comes to critic score, on Rotten Tomatoes, Megalopolis is standing at a 48%, and on Letterboxd, it's at 2.5 stars out of 5. For my personal rating, I'm gonna give the lowest rating in hashtags history with a 1 out of 10 hashtags. I was sincerely disappointed with this movie, especially with a renowned director like Francis Ford Coppola. I expected much better. That's all I have for this week. Hashtag that will be back right after this commercial break.
We are taught you don't talk about your problems with nobody because you could get in trouble. And I've been through a lot. Anxiety, depression, sexual assault. When I decided to get help, my life changed. And the mental health box, that was one of the big tools. Accepting help means that we are allowing somebody to bless our life. It's freeing. We got stronger together. Love your mind.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused. A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Discover the resources you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
We are taught you don't talk about your problems with nobody because you could get in trouble. And I've been through a lot. Anxiety, depression, sexual assault. When I decided to get help, my life changed. And the mental health box, that was one of the big tools. Accepting help means that we are allowing somebody to bless our life. It's freeing. We got stronger together. Love your mind.
Here with the debut of Cinema Spotlight is Ryan Ziax.
Thanks guys, I'm going over all the latest in cinema. He's so back. Returning from a career sabbatical, Oscar-nominated actor Andrew Garfield spoke about his time away from the spotlight to The Hollywood Reporter with his new romantic drama with Florence Pugh, We Live in Time, releasing on October 11th. In an interview, Garfield went on to say, quote, "I feel looser, I feel less precious, I feel more joyful," end quote. This will mark Garfield's first on-screen appearance since the 2022 miniseries Under the Banner of Heaven and first big-screen appearance since Spider-Man No Way Home in 2021. The project is very near and dear to Garfield's heart, dealing with grief, love, and cancer that relates to the acclaimed actor and his own life. Here's to the excitement of seeing Garfield and Pugh and the A24-produced South London Passion Project. Happy times in North Jersey. Adam Sandler was spotted taking pictures with fans in Verona, New Jersey, while filming scenes for his new film Happy Gilmore 2. The Verona Township took to Instagram saying, quote, "Verona was buzzing with excitement as we welcomed the filming of Happy Gilmore 2. Huge shout out to Adam Sandler," end quote. Verona is just one of the spots Sandler has visited in North Jersey while filming the movie. An open casting call for the film drew thousands of aspiring actors to the Hyatt Regency in Morristown, New Jersey, bringing loads of buzz to the area and clogging up traffic. Happy Gilmore 2 is bound to bring vintage Adam Sandler back to the big screen, and we're all here for it. More villains in the spotlight. Batman villains Bane and Deathstroke are set to receive a treatment at DC Studios. The project will be led by James Gunn and Peter Safran, with Matthew Orton to pen the script, who wrote the upcoming film Captain America: Brave New World. There's no word yet on who will be directing this project, nor where exactly this will fit in the new DC universe. Will we see them battling against Robert Pattinson's Batman or dancing with Joaquin Phoenix's Joker? We'll just have to wait and see. With DC having success with characters like the Joker, Harley Quinn, Peacemaker, and now the Penguin leading projects, it will be very interesting to see what kind of pull Bane and Deathstroke can have if this film sees the light of day. That's it for this week's Cinema Spotlight. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Paris Fashion Week has been in full swing all week. Here to break down what's been shown so far is Samantha Nunez.
Hey hashtag, it's Sam, and I'm back discussing my love for the fashion industry. The final fourth installment of Fashion Week made its way to the fashion capital, also known as the City of Love. Paris Fashion Week kicked off on Monday, September 23rd. The city features fashion household names including Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Chanel, and Givenchy. This year's Fashion Week showcases the Spring and Summer 2025 ready-to-wear calendar. With 70 shows and 38 presentations, Paris Fashion Week will show wide varieties of clothing through each designer's artistic approach. Brands include Dior, Miu Miu, Valentino, Balenciaga, and Saint Laurent. I think this year's designs were honestly pretty diverse. Each designer kind of had a style that set them apart. For example, Chanel, they kind of had this elegant chic look. They had big hats, they were wearing barrettes, but the style just kind of gave too much of a grown-up vibe, which personally, I don't have that type of style yet. Rick Owens, they had a dark minimalistic look, which kind of also incorporated a gothic aesthetic. They also were wearing furry coats, hoods, and some of the outfits kind of looked like they could have been on the 2021 movie Dune. And Miu Miu, they kind of had different styles, which personally I really like. They had from dark looks to minimalistic, bold. They did have a polo tee and a Cinderella type skirt, which I was not a big fan of. They also had sequins, so it kind of gave it that bold and pop look. And I liked how towards the end, all the models came out and the designer came out to show out all the designs. And for Mugler, the style was basic, but personally, I thought it was cute. They kind of incorporated bralette looks with each of the dresses, corsets, or shirts that they did have, but I kind of thought they could have done more with some of the designs that they had. And in terms of last year's Paris Fashion Week, I didn't like it. It was too bland. There was too much of a neutral colors. And personally, I think fashion is all about expressing yourself and just creating art that is unusual. That's how the fashion world is. But I feel like if you were to go to Paris and see the streetwear clothing that they have, it's normal for them to wear exotic, bold, unusual clothes. But I do feel like, once again, that's part of the fashion industry. And designers out there are creating anything that they deemed as art. Well, Paris Fashion Week ends tomorrow, October 1st, and I think this year brought a whole new level to this luxurious art. That's all we have this week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Here with Hot Goss is Emily Katz.
Thanks, guys. I'm going over all the latest celebrity gossip, starting off with Dancing with the Stars contestant Anna Sorokin. Sorokin shocked viewers with her blunt response after being taken off the series in the first round of eliminations. Sorokin's time on the show was short-lived, only having been on the show for a week. When Sorokin was asked what she would take from the experience of being on Dancing with the Stars, Sorokin gave a blunt response saying nothing. When asked what her favorite part about being on the show was, she briefly responded with getting eliminated. Following her elimination, Sorokin recently came out and said, quote, "I feel that the show so obviously used me to drive up the ratings, that they never had any plans to give me any chance to grow and only cared about exploiting me for attention," end quote. Sorokin's response to the show has raised important questions about the true intentions of Dancing with the Stars. Selena Gomez will be returning to her Disney roots with the reboot of the infamous Wizards of Waverly Place series, Wizards Beyond Waverly Place. In an exciting twist, Gomez revealed that she will not only be starring as Alex Russo, but will serve as co-executive producer alongside her on-screen brother, David Henry. Fans are buzzing about Gomez's return because of her past expressed mixed feelings about her Disney experience. In a 2022 interview with Variety, Gomez said, quote, "It wasn't necessarily me being upset with Disney itself. It was the label, was me being a Disney kid," end quote. "My experience was wonderful, but the title just carried on, and it hurt my feelings." Gomez's decision to return to a project that she once seemed opposed to is surprising. Gomez's career has since taken off with her strong social media presence, successful makeup brand, and comedy success on Hulu. Gomez will appear in the pilot, but will not become a regular cast member. The series will premiere on October 29th on Disney Channel at 8 p.m. The beloved Today Show host Hoda Kotb announced that she is leaving the show after 26 years of being a part of the NBC family. Kotb was prompted on her 60th birthday to turn the page and try something new. After devoting nearly 3 decades of her life to the show, Kotb reflects that she will use her time away from the show to give her time to her 2 young children. Kotb said, quote, "Obviously, I had my kiddos late in life, and I was thinking that they deserve a bigger piece of my time pie that I have. I feel like we only have a finite amount of time," end quote. For a host to leave when they are their best is surprising for viewers. But Kotb said, quote, "Happily and gratefully, I plan to remain a part of the NBC family, the longest work relationship I've been lucky enough to hold close to my heart. I'll be around," end quote. While Kotb may be stepping away from her position, fans can be rest assured that her impact will continue to shine brightly within the NBC family. That's it for this week's Hot Goss. We'll be back after this commercial break.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
The newest Legend of Zelda game, Echoes of Wisdom, just released on Friday, giving fans a fresh take on the franchise. Here to talk about its uniqueness is Patrick Sorbero.
Hey there, hashtag. I'm Patrick, and this week I'll be going over Nintendo's highly anticipated game release, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Echoes of Wisdom is the 21st title in the Zelda series, and the most recent installment since The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which was released in May 2023. Different from previous titles, Echoes of Wisdom has you play as Princess Zelda herself. While fans of the series may be used to their beloved green-capped hero, Link, the general reaction from fans so far is quite positive with the change in main characters for this title. Zelda herself even carries the legendary Master Sword, usually carried by Link. Echoes of Wisdom goes back to the semi-2D animation style that we've seen most recently in Link's Awakening remake. This is another creative change that may be surprising to newer fans, with the visual approach and open-world atmosphere that contributed to the success of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom not being used in this title. Longtime fans will be happy to know that Echoes of Wisdom includes a number of dungeons and puzzle areas, a key characteristic of any Zelda game. The game introduces a fairy-like companion named Tree, who gives Zelda the ability to lift and move objects at will, the concept that was introduced in Tears of the Kingdom with Link's Ultra Hand. Going hand in hand with the title, Zelda has a new ability called Echo. This allows Zelda to summon objects that you have previously discovered along your journey, or summon recreations of enemies that you previously defeated in combat. Fan reactions to the game have been overwhelmingly positive. Fans have called this a blast from the past for longer fans of the franchise, as well as being a great mashup as the game includes various creative and technical aspects of some of the newer titles. One concern that a lot of fans have had with the game are the issues with performance. A common issue for a lot of Nintendo games lately is the Switch's ability to run games at a high frame rate. This has proven itself true again with Echoes of Wisdom, as various reviews have expressed dissatisfaction with the game running poorly or dropping in frame rate at times. Not all hope is lost though, as Nintendo is speculated to release the successor to the Nintendo Switch within the next few years. One other aspect of the game that some fans are not happy with is the combat. Although Zelda does carry the Master Sword, the game requires Zelda to use energy to swing it, and this energy must be replenished. This encourages the player to use Zelda's magic abilities as well as the newer Echo mechanic that was implemented. Despite these concerns that some fans have, the general consensus is that Echoes of Wisdom is a fun and well put together Zelda game that captures elements of the series that fans wanted to see more of. It's definitely exciting to see aspects from older Zelda games, as well as aspects from games as recent as Tears of the Kingdom be implemented into this new installment of the series. It shows how Nintendo can capture what fans miss from the pre-Breath of the Wild era, while not sacrificing the player's freedom and creativity that we've seen in recent games. Whether this is your first Zelda game or your 21st, Echoes of Wisdom has something that all fans, new and old, can enjoy. Being a huge fan of the franchise myself, I know I'm looking forward to playing it. I absolutely loved playing the newer Zelda games, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and I as well love the classics such as Ocarina of Time and arguably my favorite, Majora's Mask. I can't wait to see where Nintendo takes this beloved series in Echoes of Wisdom and what the future of Zelda will hold. That's all for me this week. I'm Patrick Sorbero, and I'll see you all soon.
We're back with the debut of Press Play, and here to fill us in on all the latest updates in gaming, joining us at the desk is John Valukovich.
Thanks, guys. There's a lot going on right now in the world of gaming, so let's not waste any time. Starting off, at this year's D23 Expo, the first few parts of Disney's major collaboration with Epic Games, Fortnite, were announced, ranging from new cosmetics to the current Marvel-themed season and future metaverse-related plans. Just this past Friday, the first of the non-Marvel or Star Wars cosmetic sets arrived, this being from Pixar's The Incredibles, including Mr. and Mrs. Incredible, as well as Frozone. These sets also include backbling, pickaxes, emotes, and all of them are referencing The Incredibles movies. Probably my favorite being the Lil Battle Robot, which sees your character ride on top of a miniature version of Syndrome's robot from the first movie. The question I have for you two is, how do you feel about this collaboration between such massive companies, and could this type of thing be worrisome to players who may want to see other standalone games based on Disney IP?
I think that these collabs are really cool, and I think it's a really great way to make the games a lot more fun and interesting for players, because imagine you're playing Fortnite and you get taken out by Peter Griffin from Family Guy. That's fun. But I think that for fans who do want standalone games from these bigger IP companies, it could be a sign, the collabs with Fortnite, that the companies don't want to pursue their own games, because this would take away from the sales of those. So I think that, it's still a pretty good deal, because instead of getting no game for this IP, you're getting a Fortnite collab. So it's kind of something.
That's very true. And there's so much content in the Disney library for them to pull from and make new things with. I think that Fortnite might be even a little underrated in that regards for that platform synergy, and you even have it showing up in the Avengers, and it's not like that video games aren't being made for with Disney IP. There's still the Epic Mickey remaster that just came out recently, so it's definitely still relevant and a thing that exists.
Nice. Yeah, I agree with that. Alrighty then. Moving on. A new law was recently passed by California Governor Gavin Newsom. The new law, AB 2426, will force digital storefronts to tell consumers that they do not own what they purchase. Rather, they are purchasing a license to the content that can be revoked at any time. This goes for video games, as well as movies, TV shows, ebooks, or any digital content available for purchase. This new law comes at a time when licenses to purchase content are being revoked. One such example is PlayStation Studios' Concord, a live service hero shooter that flopped so badly that they took the game offline on September 6, 2024, only a few weeks after launch. The game was soon removed from accounts with refunds being issued. Not long after, the game was taken offline, rendering it unplayable. How do we feel about this new law, and what sort of future do you see regarding digital purchases and digital games?
Well, I think this is a great step in the right direction, because with TV and movies, it's a lot more clear that what you're getting isn't something that you're owning, even though it's all digital. But with games, it's a lot more kind of muddied. So people deserve to know what they're purchasing, where their money's going to. So I think that distinguishing between what's a license and what's a product is a very good step in the right direction.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right with regards to gaming, with this as being very new. In the past, games were released on disc and you would just have it forever, but it's become a lot more common recently for that you purchase the games online, and that means that you don't own it physically. And I don't think that's fair at all, because if a company decides that they're not making enough money from it and they pull it, all the hard work from the developers is just gone now. And I think it's good to have for film and TV as well, because it's getting common now where if you buy a movie or a show on Prime Video or Apple TV, it gets taken away if there's licensing issues, and you bought it to own. You don't realize that.
Yeah, I agree with both those takes. I personally purchase a lot of my games physically for that very reason. Well, it's truly been a pleasure joining you today. That's all the time we have for Press Play. I may be signing off, but you still got a little more left of these two after this short commercial break.
Owen, when you came into my life, it was a whirlwind.
I just can't do it.
We didn't know what the future would hold, but we knew you would always be a part of it. Adopting you was the best decision in our life. And I am so proud to call you my son.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing to keep us focused.
A habit we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
This week, Casey and I are playing a game of Name the Frame. Let's get started.
Okay, so which film is this frame from?
Oh, I know this. That's definitely. Do you know it?
I want to say Forrest Gump.
Yeah, it's Forrest
Okay,
Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Awesome. All right.
All right, what's the next one?
Next up, we've got.
Which film? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know this one.
Yeah, I think I do. Right? It's Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
I definitely knew that one.
Cool.
All right, give me the third one.
All right, this
Oh.
one.
Oh gosh.
I think I know this one.
There's just a whole lot of nothing in that.
Can we see it again?
Yeah. I'm gonna say either Arrival or no. I'm gonna say either Interstellar or The Martian.
I'm pretty sure it's Interstellar from the scene
Yeah?
where they're on like the water planet and then they got the ship.
Yeah, The
lands on
Martian's
and
pretty
then it's
red.
The time.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Let's see.
It's gonna
What's
be.
up next?
Which film is this frame from? Oh, I haven't seen any of these.
I'm pretty okay. I haven't seen this movie in a very long time.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure it's Napoleon Dynamite.
I'm gonna guess 7, just because.
Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I was right. I haven't seen the movie in a very long time, so I'm surprised I got that.
I don't think I've seen it ever.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I didn't get a good look at that. Can I see that again?
If you don't know this.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I do know this one. This is
Memento? Okay.
Yeah. For
Very,
sure.
very disappointed if you didn't know that one.
See, I just had like, that amnesia like he has in the movie.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I
I could not tell you this one.
Can I get that one more time? It looks too crisp for Apocalypse Now or Full Metal Jacket. I'm gonna guess it's
I think
A?
it is Apocalypse Now.
Yeah? That's
Yeah.
a really,
Yeah.
oh,
Mhm.
that's a
movie
good
I've
quality
seen very little of,
screenshot.
but I guess I
Okay.
knew that frame.
Oh,
Ooh.
what TV and movie frame has stuck with you the most? Just like in general? Which one has stuck with you the most, do you think?
Like the frame of a movie? Like
Just
one?
in any movie or frame, which shot have you really liked?
I love that scene in Back to the Future
Mm-hmm.
when the DeLorean
Oh, and it's just him in the middle?
goes, and it's just him in the middle, and so the flames and the
Okay.
kind of leading lines towards him. That's one of my favorite movies. It just shows you how much movies can be magical and, grand and exciting, and it's just one of my
Okay.
favorite movies in general. So
I think like the first frame that comes to mind is the Robin Williams movie 24-Hour Photo. That's the name of it, right? I'm gonna say that's the name of it.
1 hour photo.
1 hour photo, close enough. And it's the shot of him standing in front of a wall of photos, and I can't say anymore because it's like a huge plot twist reveal. But I think that was a really cool part of the movie that stuck out to me. But that's all we have this week on #that.
Make sure to follow us on our social media accounts to stay up to date.
I'm Casey Nadelka.
And I'm Ryan Agnello. From the producers, talent, and everyone working hard behind the scenes, thank you for watching #that, and we'll see you again next week.